The great physicist Richard Feynman has a famous quote. He says, "The first principle is that you must not fool yourself, and you're the easiest person to fool." In this video, I want to talk about the ways that I like to fool myself, and maybe you can relate. The first thing is all this online learning I tell myself I'm doing. I listen to podcasts all the time. I listen to audiobooks. I'm watching videos, and I tell myself I'm learning. I'm always learning. I'm constantly learning. I'm not the kind of guy wasting time listening to some, sports podcast or some murder mystery podcast. I am learning. I'm getting better. Tyler Cohen made this amazing point in the Tim Ferriss podcast.
You feel a kind of personal and social anxiety that you haven't done enough to calm yourself. And maybe you're just never going to be that calm, but your meta anxiety about not having calmed yourself, you can lower perhaps by buying and reading the Stoics. Maybe you'll forget what they said on a test 3 years later. But at the end of the day, you did something, you went through a process, you had a mastery over some part of your life, and you feel better and the anxiety's diminished. I think that happens quite often. And that's a talisman. You do it for a complex psychological reason, to process an idea and be done with it, and not necessarily to really incorporate what's there. And that's fine. I don't think we should look down on that.
So a lot of times maybe we're listening to all these things, podcasts and YouTube videos, not necessarily to learn anything, not necessarily to actually incorporate the material that's in the video, but because we want to feel like we're learning all the time. We want to feel like I'm getting better. I'm not wasting my time. I'm productive. I'm a productive human being. One way to actually learn from the stuff that you're listening to is to write down simple notes. I have a system where I like to take a screenshot with my phone, and then I'll write a quick note at the time mark that it's at, so I can easily refer back to it later. Another way that I like to fool myself is by browsing Twitter. I feel so smart browsing Twitter. I feel like I'm so informed. I'm learning a lot. But really, Twitter is so surface level. You're going from one topic to the next topic to the next topic. The way that I've been trying to get something out of Twitter is by going into more depth. So actually like clicking in and reading the article or reading the entire thread and then Googling the topic or searching for the topic on Twitter to actually try to learn something rather than just staying surface level and thinking, okay, I'm good. I'm learning. This is happy, I'm productive. The next point is my all-time favorite way of deceiving myself, of fooling myself, and it's talking to other people about your ideas. When you talk about ideas, you feel so good. You feel like, man, I made a lot of progress on that. Man, I'm doing a lot. Man, I am gonna change the world. But really, you've made no progress. And in fact, you have the feeling that you made progress, so you're not actually going to go and work on the thing now. Ryan Holiday talks about this in one of his books, Ego is the Enemy, I think.
After spending so much time thinking, explaining, and talking about a task, we start to feel like we've gotten closer to achieving it. Or worse, when things get tough, we feel like we can toss the whole project aside because we've given it our best try, although of course we haven't.
This next point is what I like to call fake work. Like spending hours designing a logo that no one's ever going to see, designing the set where you're going to film. Oh, maybe I need this freaking light over here. If I put that there, then that'd be good. And maybe I should put up a picture of a bird because I'm a freaking moron. Nobody cares. That's not real work. Spending hours talking to your business partner, not real work. Reading articles about the industry that you're in, not real work. You're not getting anything done. What things are actually going to move the needle? That's like, I love to trick myself into thinking I'm being productive, and I'll do the easiest shit that I can to feel productive. Like listening to a podcast, writing an article, getting on my computer and designing a logo, or setting up a set that doesn't matter, that nobody's ever going to see. So yeah, lastly, it's the stories that I tell myself. It's the laziness, the procrastination. Oh, I'm gonna do it right after we get back from our trip. I'm ordering a better microphone, so once that comes, I'm gonna be freaking cranking, dude. Yeah, right after we move into the new house, after we have the baby, I'll be able to relax, I'll have more time. Maybe you can relate. Maybe I'm the only asshole that's sitting here lying to himself. Either way, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.